Hello, all. Welcome to Technology Training Experts. We are here with a new series called Tosca Mock Interview. Before attempting the original interview, if you really want to test your skill, a mock interview is the best option. So, here we are, where we bring in different experienced people of Tosca and we are performing a mock interviews and where we mimic the original interview asking the real time questions and you can expect the feedback at the end of this interview. Now for this part 1 we have bought a resource who has an overall experience of 3.5 years. So here we are. Hello, welcome to the Tosca interview.
Yeah, hi.
Yeah. Okay, so jumping right in, tell me about yourself.
Yeah, sure. Good afternoon, and thank you for this opportunity. I hold bachelor's of degree in electronics and communication, where I graduated with first class in distinction. And I started my career as a software engineer and worked in one of the MNC company. And overall, I have around 3.5 years of experience in software testing. During this time, I worked on the several projects in different domains, where I gained strong exposure in manual testing as well as the automation testing and SQL. Over the years, I have developed some expertise in functional testing for the test case design and defect tracking. And I'm well versed with the Selenium using Java. And more recently, I have been focusing on the Tricentis Tosca. And I have also completed some certifications in Tosca Automation Specialist as a AS1 and AS2, and Tosca Engineering role in AE1, which helped me to gain hands-on experience in model-based test automation for the test case design. And I enjoy working in agile environment for collaborating with cross-functional team. And I'm also passionate about the learning new technologies, which I have recently enhanced my skills. And outside of the technical expertise, I'm continuously improving my leaderships and mentoring abilities. Yes, this is all about me. Thank you.
Okay, and coming to Tosca, so uh, what is your expertise in Tosca? So, example, like how many applications have you automated?
Yes. Uh, in very recently, I have worked for the in business insurance domains. Like I have automated some multiple end-to-end scenarios, including policy creations and premium calculations, like claiming process. And in that, I have worked for the renewal workflow as well. And using the working with the web applications API and database modules in Tosca, I have worked with the payment domain as well.
That's good.
Yes, and in model creation, I have worked in the reusability testing for the Tosca model-based approach.
Okay, thank you. That's nice. So, as you were saying that you have worked on automating all these modules, right? Like I'm pretty sure that you have so much of data in your applications. Like, what is your input stream of data? How did you handle your input stream of data in Tosca automation?
Like in my application, especially for regression packs, I can say that in regression, I had large amount of test case data. In that, to handle using the Tosca, I have worked go for the TCD creation in test case design. I created some test sheets with different attributes such as policy type and customer details, and in premium amount and payment method. From these sheets, Tosca automatically generates some multiple test instances covering various inputs, data combinations, which I have provided. And this helped me to achieve the data TCD testing with the high coverage. And after creating the tested data, external dynamic handling data we need to provide. We need to connect some Tosca with the Excel sheet and databases. And after creating some dynamic handling data for scenario where new values I need to generate, for example, unique policy number or the order IDs, I use Tosca buffering mechanism for that, for adding the values. Like that, I have created some TCD test sheets, and I have created instances for large amount handling for the large amount of data.
Okay, that's good. Now, you were explaining me that you have worked on test case design. Now, in TCD test case design, there are some combination techniques. Can you list down what are those?
Yes, like in TCD, I have we have some combination techniques like all combinations and pairwise, linear expansions, and random combinations. Yes, these are all test coverages we can have.
Okay. Now, so can I in TCD can I use instead of a value, can I use a buffer name, buffer reference in test case design?
Yes, yes, we can use the buffer name instead of TCD.
Are you sure?
Yes, yes, we can use.
So without even creating that buffer, can I still use it? I mean, my question is more like this is a secondary question. So without creating a buffer, example, if I have a buffer name as ABC, okay, without creating that
Okay.
buffer, I go to TCD. I've created an attribute, and inside that attribute, as an instance, I'm saying flower bracket B of ABC. Can I define that way? And then apply for combination techniques. Will it work?
Yes, yes, it will work.
Are you sure?
As you said, for flower bracket B of something value,
Hmm.
the, no, in that case we can't.
Hmm.
No, no, sorry.
Okay.
No, we can't define like that.
Okay, let's go to a different aspect. So, you have created an automation. Now, if you have 20 test cases with you, in all these 20 test cases, you have got 17 test cases has got the same step, and another three test cases have got a same step that is repeating. So, how do you handle this to make your life easy?
For when I came across like repeated steps across multiple test cases, I always try to handle it using reusability principles, like reusable module. Instead of writing the same steps again and again, I create one module once. For example, if I take one login search login module for the searching customer and logout, then I reuse that module in all relevant test cases, like using business components for the reusable test steps. And I can go for the library approach. I maintain some centralized library for reusable modules and components. Yeah.
Okay,
Likewise, I can.
yes, that's good. So, list down a few test configuration parameters that you know, system defined test configuration parameters.
Like in TCP, I have commonly worked for browser
Hmm.
TCP and URL wait on and retry for the wait on and execution list and execution logon mode and agent name. These are the TCPs I have worked on.
Okay. So I'm going to ask a basic question here. What is the difference between configuration parameters and business parameters?
Like TCP is all about uh, data handling for use to control some technical setup or the environment for and they are generally defined for the project level.
Hmm.
And for business parameters, we are basically used for the business related like functional data,
Hmm.
and these are used for the global level. We can also use this one for business parameter.
Okay.
And the business parameters are basically for we can we are having in my project different data and different test cases. In that case, we can go for the business parameter.
Okay. Now, what are the standard modules that we use in Excel handling?
Like we have Excel manipulation. In T-Box, we have Excel engine module. In that, we have some uh, like T-Box Excel application module. We have in that we have ex- Excel manipulation, Excel range manipulation, and we have Excel define define module. Uh, I could not able to remember exactly module name.
Okay, that's okay. Let's move to the next part. So if I have some two variables, okay, so maybe I'll specifically call it as buffers. Two buffers. Buffer A, I have defined it as value 10. Buffer B, I have defined it with the value as 2, 10 and a 2. Okay. Now I want a new variable C, which is a multiplied value of these two. So how do I achieve this?
First, we need to create the buffer name by buffer. Like if example buffer A is 10 and buffer B is 2,
Mhm.
I need to create some tbox set buffer module. Like in that, after in the value field, we can use as a Tosca expression. Like for multiplication, we need to use the multiplication function, and we need to call it as a flower bracket b of a, and we need to complete the flower bracket into flower bracket b of b. This will multiply the values of buffer a and buffer b and store it in the result in different buffer. It will create another buffer, that's a buffer c.
What is the function name that you have specified?
Multiplication we can use.
Okay, okay.
Yes, calc function we can use for this.
What you said, multiply function? Is it calc or multiply function?
Calc function we can use. Multiplication is the operator we can use.
Mm, okay. So let's go to a different aspect. Okay, so inside this Tosca, we have loops, right? Like so, what are the different looping options that we have inside Tosca?
For loop, do while loop, and repeat loop we have in Tosca.
Mhm.
Uh,
Can you explain me about this repeat loop?
like in it is in Tosca, like in repeat, there is a set of action for the fixed number amount of times. Similarly for loop, but it's particularly used for the repeating the steps without specifying an index or the collections.
Mm,
Like if example for repeating, I need to click on the button for the 5 times to navigate through the multiple pages.
mhm.
In that case, I need to go for the properties option for that particular module which we have created, and we need to open that properties, and we need to type in that option as a file for the repeating the option.
Mhm.
Yes, this way it will work for the this repeat loop.
Okay, so tell me like this properties is this properties are for module or test step or test case or test step folder?
Test step it is
Test step.
present in test step.
Okay, okay. So let's move to a different part here. Let's go back to the modules. Okay. So tell me, how do you handle a module? Generally, in projects, what happens is like we get different sprints, right? Like so, the developer changes consider that you already have created the test case and developer has given a new sprint of code to you. In that, the object is changing. So tell me, what do you do? Some sequence of steps. How do you handle this? Developer has changed the object from login to sign in.
Okay. First, I analyze the updated any applications, and I identify which objects or the UI elements I need to I need to search or the scan, and I check if the existing modules are if any changes are required or anything, and if update existing modules. For that minor changes, I like property changes or the any control id changes, I can select for the properties and I update the existing module properties in Tosca. And for reusability, I check the module is used in multiple test cases, and any changes should not. If any changes are required, I can rescan that module for the particular module, and any change should not break for the existing test case. So I prepare for the impact on the uh, it should not change for the any of the test case which already existing in the module. For that, I can use for the impact analysis. And for regression testing, after updating all the modules, I run for the affected test cases, which I have already updated and which update work is currently going on. Like that, I can create some modules and I can utilize in the test cases.
Okay, okay. So inside this, um, okay. So what are the different identification techniques that we use to identify an object inside module?
Uh, by using properties, by using anchor element, and by image and index element, we can identify.
Mhm. Now,
Yes, these are.
when yeah, that's good. So when you are identifying an object in the module, right? So every object has so many different properties, right? So what, according to you, are some good properties? When do you
Uh,
call an object property is a good, and when do you call an object property is bad? And also list me some good properties according to you.
yes, ID, class name, and inner text, outer text, and some. These are the good properties we can say. By fetching, by selecting all those properties, if the object is getting unique, so for that we can say that it is a good property. And if the by selecting the properties, if it is not unique, then we can't go for that, and we can say that it is a bad property and it is having some space in between the text, so we won't go for that.
Mhm.
Yes.
That's good. Okay, so moving forward, let's take a different concept inside this. So consider you have created an automation test case. Okay, you are doing functional automation, not the regression automation, functional automation. So at the end of the functional automation, uh, what exactly are your verification steps? What exactly do you verify?
uh,
Example, if you are doing a registration test case.
okay.
Okay, at the end of this registration, you have done open the URL, and from there you have done all the steps of registration. Finally, when you click on that register button, from there, what are the different steps that you follow for verification point of view?
uh, can you come again, this question I didn't get you?
Example, you are writing a registration test case.
Yes.
And so, how exactly you write a registration test case? Open the URL, click on the registration button, and then from there, write down all the fields, whatever. I mean, input all the fields and make all the necessary of multiple pages of registration. Finally, you click on that register button. Then so till there it is a normal execution state. I mean, normal test case execution. From there, you have to put some more steps inside test case to verify if the registration has been done successfully or not. Tell me what are the validations that you do or what are the verifications that you make there?
Uh, like first, I will first verify the button is displayed on the page and it is enabled for enabling or not after clicking. I will verify that. And we will ensure that the correct label or the matching business requirement we have or not. After clicking the button, we will verify that uh, if it is triggers are expected as per the requirement
Hmm.
or not.
Hmm.
And after creating the module for the login button or the any registration page, after clicking on the login link, we will going for the verification. Once the login link is once the login page is opened, we will be verifying if there is a, if on the login page, a welcome to login page is present, we will be capturing that particular page from the Tosca perspective, and we will be applying verifications method. In that, I will be following for the properties like inner text is present or not. In that case, I will be choosing some inner text is equals to true or not. So in that, like that, I can verify all the web pages. Yes.
Okay, okay, that's good. So let's take a different route again. Now, in the execution case, okay, let's go to the execution. Now, if you have 100 test cases with you, and out of that, like some, if you have executed all of them locally, maybe at first, so you have seen a small issue is occurring for all of the maybe close to like 90 test cases. Out of 100, 90 test cases are failed because of an issue. How do you, I mean, first of all, 90 test cases are failed, and you're expecting that okay, this might be an issue. So what do? How do you go back, and what is your thought process? What is your sequence of steps that you follow next to solve these issues or to identify these issues, or what exactly do you follow?
Uh, First, I will go for the uh, if I have created for the test cases.
Hmm.
First, I will pause the further execution to avoid some unnecessary failure
Hmm.
to preserve some logs, and I will analyze the execution logs if any error messages or to identify some common failure.
Hmm.
And in that, if in 90 test cases fail with some similar errors, it usually indicates that some application issues or environment issues.
Hmm. That's good. Hmm.
Yes, and I will verify the environment for that, and I will confirm that the test environment is stable or not, correct URL and data availability is correct or not, if any services are running out of that. And after investigate get I will use the module level issues, like if errors are related to specific modules or the objects, and verify whether the object is identification has broken or due to UI changes, if it is happening. Like that, I will verify. And after if it looks like any application defect, I raise defect with the development team
Hmm.
with some logs or the screenshot. If the issue is environment related, I coordinate with some DevOps team or the environmental team, and I will rerun some small samples after clearing. I select some few respective test cases to rerun them, and after environment verification, fixing the module issues to confirm the root cause. And I will document some which test cases failed are failed due to some application issues or the environment issues,
Hmm.
and I will plan for the next steps. Once the root cause is identified, I either update the automation module itself or rerun the test suites.
Okay.
This is how I.
That's good. That's good. So now extension to that question. Okay, you have identified the issue and you have gone back and you have raised a bug, and the developer team has rectified the issue from the application point of view or maybe the environment point of view. They have modified it. Now
Yeah.
you got a confirmation that it is all up and running, working fine. So will you execute all the 100 test cases again, or will you execute only the failed test cases?
Only failed test case I can run for in this case.
Hmm.
As a It's again based on the requirement. If the priority, I start by executing only the previous failed cases, not for all 100 cases.
Okay, that's good. Okay, so yeah, moving ahead. So in what situations? I mean, what do you feel of using T-box wait? Is it good or bad?
Uh, Actually, it is not about good or bad, but it is the unnecessary weight by using the T-box weight.
Hmm.
It will simply wait for the how much duration we have applied for that particular test case. It will wait for that particular time. Even if the object is found at the early stage as well, it will wait unnecessarily. So we won't prepare for this usually.
Okay, okay, that's good. Any examples of very specifically where you have to use T-box wait?
Like whenever we are verifying some page load and we need to wait for that particular page, in that case we can go for this T-box wait for the verifying purpose as well.
You are saying for a
Yes, web page.
web page loading.
Yes.
Okay, okay. So moving ahead, let us go one step higher and let us see your knowledge from scheduling and execution point of view. Okay, so how do you run your test cases? Do you run it locally or using agent machine or any deck server or any CI/CD pipelines?
We usually run it all the test cases on the agent machine, not on the local machine.
Okay, that's good. That's good. So
Yes.
can you tell me the procedure of how exactly this agent machine concept works?
Uh, like for we in our project, like we have larger amount of test suits
Hmm.
and we need to run for parallel execution. So in that case we use for the Tosca execution agents installed on the machines.
Hmm.
This will allows me to run multiple test cases simultaneously so that we can go for the agent machine. And uh, like it is like a remote machine
Hmm.
where we will be having some Tosca execution agent to run the what we can say on running on the test on the machines, like other than the local machines we will go for the agent machine.
Okay. Now, how do you schedule this? Do you schedule or do you go to execution list and say execute now?
No, we need to schedule this one when we have parallel executions and we have larger amount of test suits. In that case, we need to schedule this one. For regression packs, we have larger suits. I use deck server in that case
Hmm.
to schedule the execution for the specific time we have, like nightly or weekly. And for scheduling, it allows to automatic executions without any manual interaction. It will run automatically, and can agent can also trigger by manually.
Yeah, that's good. Okay. Now, coming back to the test cases, if you have the same number of test cases, example, you have created a project with 100 test cases. If you want to run the same 100 test cases in three different environments, test environment, stage environment, alpha environment, how do you do? What is your framework structure should be?
Like uh, in class when I have 100 test cases,
Mhm.
uh, and like
All
uh,
100 need to be executed in all three environments.
at the same time you are asking,
No,
right?
no, no, doesn't matter. No, not necessarily. It can be serial execution also. So how do you
Yeah.
how do you maintain it in your project? That's my question.
Okay. In that case, I use some TCP parameters only. I define some environment specific TCPs,
Mhm.
such as URL, credential, database connections, or any environment depends values. For that example, test URL is there for TCP. I will provide some web URL for that, and stage URL and the alpha URL differently by using TCP parameters.
Mhm. Mhm.
And I avoid hard coding environment because instead of specific values inside the test steps, all environment specific data comes from the TCP or the external data sources like Excel and the DB from the DB server. And execution list I will create for that and create separate execution list for each environment. But I will use for the same test cases.
Okay.
Like I said, I will use TCP parameter for each execution.
Mhm. Have you have a chance to work on multi-user environment? You work in multi-user environment or single user workspace?
Worked on multi-user environment in project.
Okay, so now example you are creating a test case. Okay, so before creating a test case, okay, first of all, what is that you do? Example, like in this test case, you have some test data that you want to use, and also you want to use some steps that are common. So what is your procedure like when you are starting a new test case? What do you do? Example, you are joining freshly into this project. Already the project is existing, there are some few people already working in this common repository. So what is it exactly you see and look for before starting your test case creation?
Uh, at very first, I will requirement. What is the requirement and gathering? I understand the test case requirement and review the business scenarios functional requirement
Mhm.
and or the any user stories are assigned for me, and I will understand what the test case is supposed to validate, and I will search the project to see if the similar modules and the steps or any business components are already exist or not. And this helped me to reusing the existing work instead of the duplicating.
Mhm.
And I will review the identify if the test data is already exist in the TCD sheets or any buffers or the external sources. And based on that, I will decide whether to reuse the existing test data or the creating the new data. And according to that, I will plan and decide which modules to go, whether to create the new business components or the structure loops or any buffers. And if working in multiple user environment, there I can check out the relevant modules and the folders to avoid the conflicts. This is how I will start from the beginning.
Okay, so now going back to some basics. Okay, so let's take the modules. Okay, so in the standard modules, uh, which standard module? So have you used the standard module screenshot creation?
Yes.
So what are the subdivision module attributes that you see inside that module?
Uh, like um, in in screenshot creation, yeah, typically we call it as a T-box take screenshot, right? For that
Yes.
module.
Hmm.
Yes. In that specific, where I will be specify where to save the screenshot.
Hmm.
Yes, and the name of the file,
Hmm.
and can also include some buffer or the dynamic values for the unique to create the unique file names. And in that we will be having some format type like file type, if it is PNG, JPG like that. And I will capture the type, decide whether to capture full screen or the active window or the specific control.
Hmm. Hmm.
And in that I will be having some wait before the capture or the optional attributes for the wait for the few seconds before taking the screenshot. And after that I will use for the buffers, the screenshot path or the data can be stored in the buffer. And I will describe and some description for that better clarify on the report. Yes.
Okay, okay. Now, if you if you have a pop-up that is present in your application page, so how do you handle it?
Like uh, like in like
Have you handled a pop-up till now?
yes, yeah, I have handled, but I could not able to recall it, which or how I have used it.
Okay, okay, okay. So if you're starting a new project, okay, example, if I'm asking you to start a new automation project, okay, based upon your old experiences, like what is your learning? What mistakes you will not repeat again?
Yes. Uh, Sometimes in our previous projects, I have negligence to take some screenshot and to attach to the file.
Hmm.
Uh, and uh, I forgot to take some screenshot and I forgot to attach those screenshot to the file log, and that makes me to lot of burden for explaining for the defect tracking and the
That's good.
work which I have done and what to done.
Hmm.
So I made that this is the main mistake. So I could not repeat this mistake in my further future projects.
Okay. Any more?
Yes, and one more thing, without means without understanding of the application and the features of that applications, I straightly started working on that applications. But at last, at the end of the sprint, it made a big mistake. That is also one learning for me.
Okay, okay. Mhm. So maybe I'll take few more questions here uh, before leaving you. One one question I wanted to definitely ask on, say like example, like you have identified some mistake. Okay, so you have identified some discrepancy, some test cases are failing. Okay, and you raise a bug to the developer. Now developer told you that okay, it's not a bug, it's accepted by the by the client. So then what do you do?
Uh,
I mean, will you leave the test case as it is, as a failure, or will you go back and will you make it as pass?
No, no. First, I recheck the business requirement and functional specification
Hmm.
for that particular test case to understanding whether it is correct or not. And
Hmm.
sometimes what seems like bugs may be intended for the behavior according to the requirement. And I will discuss with developers.
Hmm.
If needed, the business analyst or the product owner to clarify why it is uh, means why it is accepted or why what to do. And after ensuring that, I will clearly understanding of the expected behavior, and if it is indeed a behavior, I update the test case or the notes to not notes to reflect this, and I will mark it in the execution report. No further, I do not raise it as a bug anymore, but I document it clearly.
Okay, okay. So let's go back to the test cases. One more interesting question I wanted to ask here. So, have you used a recovery scenario and cleanup scenario? Tell me in what situations you have used
Yes,
anyone.
sure. Yeah, yeah. Uh, yes, I used recovery and cleanup scenario in Tosca. They particularly use for the handling the unexpected situations, or the ensuring the proper cleanup after a test execution. Like uh, handling unexpected system pop-ups or the alerts, and some steps fails due to intermittent issues like network delays or the temporary server down service down. In that case, I have used for the recovery scenario. And after creating test data that should not persist, means example, temporary user accounts or the test orders or the policies, to reset application settings changed during the test case. Uh, how can I say, after completing the some registration test or the cleanup scenario deletes the test user from the database. In that case, I used for the cleanup scenarios.
Okay. Now, when you are handling a database, so reading of the data from the database is fine, but can you write some data into the database? Can you insert a new record from Tosca to the database tables?
Yes, we can insert the data into the database by using some. There are tbox db modules are present. By using modules, we can insert or the write the data into database.
Are you sure?
Yes, we can.
Okay, that's good. So maybe we'll go back to the basics here. One question on I wanted to definitely ask on manual testing. So in manual testing, like what is the difference between like what exactly is the severity and what is priority? Based on what details we give severity and what details we give priority.
Yes, like severity, it will impact the defect on the applications or the system functionality,
Hmm.
like how serious the bug is from the technical perspective. Usually, we will classify it as a critical, major, and the minor.
Hmm.
For example, crash, uh, submitting a payment. Something is crashing while submitting the payment method. In that case, critical severity.
Hmm.
And if any type mistake is happened in that application, we can call it as a minor severity.
Hmm. That's good.
Yes, and uh, like
Priority.
and how soon the defect should be fixed from the business perspective, and it will determine some order in which the defect should be resolved. In that case, we will be go for the priorities, like it is classified as a high, medium, and the low priority.
Okay. Hmm. Okay, that's it from my end. So if you have any questions to me, you can ask.
Yeah. Uh,
We'll take
right now, I don't have anything to ask, but based on our interaction, I just wanted to know some which areas I should improve or how it is.
okay. Okay. Okay, so that's the end of the interview. So now this is the feedback. So when I asked you to introduce, okay, so when you are introducing yourself to the interviewers, okay, don't stress out too many personal details like, okay, I have completed so and so, I am from so and so place, and I have got this much percentage in my degrees or BTech. Personal details like where you have studied, where are you from, avoid all these things. Okay, and strictly concentrate from your professional point of view. And also inside that, you have talked about Tosca at the end. See, you know that this interview is primarily related to Tosca, and why don't you glorify it at first? So when you're talking about your professional information, talk about Tosca more. Firstly, because this interview is related to that, and you can at the end definitely, obviously, you can say like other than Tosca, like list down these are the tools or the technologies that I'm aware of and I like and I know. You can say all those things definitely. Okay, that is from introduction point of view. And definitely some terminology you're not saying correctly. Example, you have used a word called reusable module for a question on libraries, where my question is more related to libraries, and where you have told about reusable module. Actually, the word reusable goes with library. Module's characteristic itself is reusability, so you don't have to call it as reusable module. So it it gives impression to the interviewer that okay, you have used but don't know the concept completely, something that tenure. Okay, so be clear with your terminology. Terminology is where is what helps you hold the interviewer's concentration. That is really important. That is one thing. And TCP parameters point of view, your answers are almost right. Like, and when I asked you to compare TCP parameters with business parameters, while explaining business parameters, there is no too much of clarity. So better, be get clarity about that. Okay, and definitely the standard modules point of view, order of Excel. See, when I asked about Excel standard modules, you need to know those standard modules. With the 3.5 years of experience, you should be knowing most of the standard modules and its usage and its subdivisions. Also, I've asked a question related to a standard module, module attributes, I think related to screenshot. You're not able, I mean, you are specifying the actual values, but get more clarity on that. Give the names of the modules and its uses specifically clearly to that. Other modules are fine, but Excel is completely based upon standard modules. You have to know the order and also its usages very clearly. And uh, you have mentioned multiply function. There is no concept of multiply function. Later you have corrected it, calling it as like calculator function, but there is no multiply function. You can do multiplication using the calc or math functions. Be mindful. These are the terminologies that tells you that you're not 100% sure. Okay. Repetition, yeah, the properties, you have to be a bit more clear in that. Modules, your answer is very good. And I asked a question about whenever there is a change on the application, log in to sign in, and your answer is almost good. That is really good. And there is I've asked you some question related to verification. So what exactly you verify on the functional automation? You are telling the from the UI point of view, of course. Related to the registration, you can say that registration is successful or not. You can verify that. Yes, that is a good one. But apart of the front end UI validation, we also go back and validate the DB also. Okay, so explain that point, connect the dots. This tells you that you did not just continued someone else test case creation, but also you know how to think of from a framework perspective. You know how to create a new test cases also. Okay, and your answers related to T-box weight is good. Screenshot and pop-up handling also it is okay. And also yes, your recovery scenario and cleanup scenario, I think you have got it wrongly for recovery scenario. You said all the unexpected issues. No, actually, unexpected issues will be taken care by cleanup. All the expected issues should go for recovery scenario. That's the whole concept of it. We can't, if the only if the issue is repetitive and expectable, then you can apply recovery. Otherwise, you can't apply recovery. Get more clarity related to that. And uh, yeah, agent machine execution. See, I understand that you have no complete knowledge on agent machine execution. See, if you have not worked on anything specifically, and if you're not so confident, better restrain that. Okay, say like I have not worked on it. No wrong in that. That gives the confidence to the interviewer that like you are actually sticking to whatever you have done. You're not bringing up. You don't have to answer every question. Doesn't matter. Doesn't it's not necessary. If you do, that is good. But if you don't know anything, say that I don't know. Have not worked on it. No problems. Okay. And yeah, scheduling. You have said from scheduling point of view, you have when I've asked a question related to scheduling, you have brought up deck server into this. No, scheduling is different and deck server execution is different. Understand the differences between these two. And uh, severity and priority. Severity, you've got it mostly right, and priority also. Yeah, these are all some of the points I want to highlight. Multi-user environment, you have got it rightly. That's really good. You said you can apply parameterization, TCP parameters to change the change those values. Yeah, that's really good. That's really good. And your execution failures also, like you have got those details rightly. So if you want me to summarize all of these things, if you want to summarize all of these things, I will say this way, that your answers are a bit slow. So the moment you say something, right? The moment I ask a question, you are hesitating a bit, and maybe after 10 seconds or something like that, you are starting to answer. Like maybe I felt it that way as it is an audio interview, but if it is a video interview, if I am seeing you, maybe may not feel that way, but take care of that. So it gives a wrong impression that to the interviewers that you are seeing somewhere else and you are answering. So be mindful about that. And also, I would say I got a feel like you have worked on the concept, but you don't know the technicalities of the concept, or you did not work on the concept but you know technicalities. So it's both. I have felt both. So if you ask me to rate out of 100 percentage, I'll give you marks like somewhere around like 60 to 65. That borderline I'll give you. So that borderline is like a tentative line. So you can be selected or you may not be selected. It depends upon the requirement, the severity. Sometimes the clients will give us a buffer range. So like that's okay if he or she doesn't know completely. If he knows, if he's good enough, we are good to hire. But sometimes the clients are very particular. They want it perfect resource. So in the second case, I might not select you. In the first case, I will select you. That, and also if the pool of resources selecting is big, like out of 10 people, if they ask me to select at least a 6 or 7, then I'll select you. If they ask me to select only 3 to 4, I'll not select you. That's the range. So be confident in your answers. Go back and practice many examples, real-time examples. Only with practice you can get all this better. The terminologies and confidence will come only after practice. Practice more, different examples. Take your own examples, different requirements, and crack it. You can get a good interview out of that. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so anything more you want to ask, or are we good?
Yeah, I noted some point what you said. Yeah.
Hmm. Hmm. Okay,
Yes.
okay then, yeah. Thank you so much. All the best.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you so much. I really appreciate your guidance. Yeah. I will work on the points what you mentioned, and I will improve on that further. Yeah.
Definitely.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Yeah.
Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the subscribe button and turn on the notifications so that you will never miss our next concept. Also, if you have any questions, please comment in the video or mail us at technologytrainingexperts@gmail.com. See you in the next video.